But just after I filmed those outdoor clips, disaster struck. And I'm only being a little bit sarcastic. Hello and welcome to the Faded Wildflower Crochet. My name is Rachel. And for today's video, I thought I would give myself a little challenge to go out into the public and crochet for a day. It actually only ended up being 3.5 hours, but I mean, you get the point. I am a very socially anxious person. I don't really like unexpected situations. I tend to do what I am more comfortable with, which is crocheting at home on my couch with my dog. But honestly, sometimes that can get a little bit lonely. So I thought for today, I would go out in public and crochet and see, is it really as bad as I think it's going to be? Are people going to be annoying? Are people going to talk to me? Are they going to bother me? Am I going to leave this feeling really, really drained? We'll see. As I'm filming this, I already did this challenge yesterday, so I can say that it did not go exactly as expected. So let's cut to out in public, Rachel.
Hello. I am in the car outside of the coffee shop right now, about to go in and crochet. But I already went to the dentist this morning, and oh my goodness, the dentist is one of the things in life that makes me the most anxious of all of the things. So I told myself, if you get through this appointment, you can go by the dollar store and check the craft section, see if they have some yarn. And it's a little bit of a reward for myself. You know, am I a child for rewarding myself for going to the dentist? Yes. But will I continue to do it? Also, yes. Okay. Anyways, I thought you might enjoy seeing what I got at the dollar store. Lucky for me, they had just restocked, or it looked like they had just restocked. I hadn't been in there in a while. And so I thought I would show you everything that I got. I got 4 rolls of this brown just chenille, and I thought this would be perfect because, hold on, let me show you. I am working on a pattern for this little, I was about to say daisy, this little sunflower, and I gave her a little pot, but I wasn't really in love with the fact that the pot is a different texture. So this is all more of a velvet yarn, and then this one is actually made from Joanne Posh, or Big Twist Posh, and I just didn't really love it. Looks okay. I would still probably go with this if I had no other option, but I figured this color would be perfect to make the pot with, and it matches in texture better. So that's really exciting. So I got 4 of those, and I got 4 of the white, which I keep this in stock all the time because it's so handy to have around for just like little bits of projects or whatever. So I got 4 of those as well. And then I got 4 of this pink color, and I didn't really need this. I realized after I bought it, I was like, I have a whole thing of velvet pink, the Bernat. But, you know, I think this will come in handy to have around. It is a slightly brighter pink than the Bernat, so I'm justifying it. But yes, I got 4 of those as well. And then I got this one, which is called Dream Chenille. So it is a little, I don't know if you felt this one before, but it's quite different. It's pretty thin yarn in comparison. Let me show you the comparison. So this is how thick that is, and then this is how thin this is. So it's quite a bit different, but I thought that it's got a really interesting texture to it. I thought I might try and do a Willet Ami with this yarn and try it by itself, and then also maybe with another yarn like held together, and see how that works, and see just like how the texture of this works up. I'm really interested. So I got, I think, 3 of these. I think that's all they had. So I got those, and then I got these. I wish you could feel this through the screen, but these are little like faux fur, I don't know, what do they call them? Craft fur, just like a little, it's pretty thin, so I think it would be pretty easy to sew through. And I got it in blue, purple, and pink. I think that these will be absolutely perfect for a project that I'm going to work on. I'm going to be crocheting a bag for the first time. I have never, if I have crocheted a bag, it's been like a really small kind of like wallet size. I'm planning on making kind of like a tote bag, or like maybe a little bit smaller than a tote bag, but you can't tell, but this is like half of it, like it folds out. So I thought that that would be a perfect lining for that, for the inside, because that's one thing that holds me back from making a crochet bag, is that I feel like it needs to be lined to actually be useful as a bag. And I thought that could be a really fun lining for that. If it doesn't work out, I can always just use felt, but I'm sure I will find a use for these. And like I said, you get quite a bit of material for $1, so, or $1.25, I guess is how much it costs now. But anyways, I thought you would like seeing my little crafty haul. Now I'm going to go inside and do some crochet. I brought everything that I think I will need to make some custom orders. And then, like I said, I'm also trying to work on the pattern for this guy. And unfortunately, I don't have everything I need for it, because another reason I went to the dollar store is to find, I have like a foam, like a hair roller that I put inside of here. Have you guys ever tried that? So they didn't have any. They didn't have any left at the dollar store. So I don't know if I am going to be able to make this by just stuffing it really firmly. So I'm going to experiment with that while I'm out today. So without further ado, let's go inside and get some crocheting done. I'm a little bit nervous, but I think once I get in there and get going, it'll be fine. So I'll see you inside. Okay, well, that was actually really fun. I kind of enjoyed being there at the coffee shop and the vibes and the music and everything. I had one person when I first got there that was kind of staring at me a little bit, and then I kind of looked over and he like waved at me. And the way he waved, it was like he may have thought he knew me. I definitely did not know who this man was, but kind of have one of those faces where people feel like they recognize me or something. I look familiar to them for some reason, but I don't know. Other than that, the only person that talked to me was somebody who was asking for if I had any change, and I didn't. So that was the only person that made any sort of comment towards me, and they didn't say anything about me crocheting. I would stay there for longer, but my back is actually kind of hurting. I could feel it starting to strain. I did not bring my boppy pillow with me, and you guys know I always crochet with my boppy pillow. So that was kind of a bad move on my part for not bringing it, but it kind of felt like too much. I already have this like totally full crochet bag. I have like stuffing, and then I also have my purse. It's just a lot to try to take with me. If I would have been more comfortable though, I think I would have stayed for longer. I am going to go to well, actually first, I'm going to check another dollar store that's close to me and see if I can find some more of those foam rollers. And then I'm going to go to my local library. I want to go check out some books anyway, and I thought maybe I can find a comfy spot to sit there, and hopefully my fingers crossed that my back won't hurt there. And then if I have any time after that, I may try and go to my local park and find a place to sit there, just depending on if I have enough time. But I'm really hoping that this is not going to mess up my back, because if my back is injured, then that's going to make crocheting for the rest of the week really difficult. So if it ends up being too much, then I may just end up scrapping this video, but we'll see how it goes at the library. So I'll see you there.
I am done at the library and I'm currently sitting outside of the park trying to kind of look and see where I might want to sit. And I just thought I would share my experience of what it was like at the library. I didn't get any shots like of the library itself because there was a lot of people there and I didn't want to get anyone in my video. So I was actually really surprised when I pulled up. I was like, "Is there some sort of event that I didn't know about?" But there wasn't, I don't think. There was just a lot of people there, study groups and just people reading and people bringing, like, their kids, and so that was really nice to see, actually. I don't go to the library as often as I used to. I used to go once a week, but I check most of my books out online through the Libby app lately, so I haven't been in a while, and I didn't end up checking out any books. I'm thinking of doing a video where I get a crochet book from the library and do some patterns from it because if you don't know, that's part of my crochet origin story is that I learned how to crochet from a library book. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to do a video on that, but I just didn't find any books that I like all of the books that I really would have wanted were already checked out, which again, that's a good sign. I'm glad people are checking out books from the library, but I was just not able to find what I was really looking for, not this time anyway. So I just enjoyed my time. I sat in a little at a little table by the window and I finally got wise and I put my elbows up on the table so that I could crochet that way. And it was a lot more comfortable. My back is not in any more pain. So in the future, I do think I could see myself making crocheting at the library a part of my routine. First of all, it doesn't cost anything. I don't have to buy something like I do at a coffee shop. Second of all, I can check out books while I'm there. And third of all, it was just this nice, quiet environment and I really enjoyed it. I was enjoying seeing the people in and out, but nobody bothered me. I sat on my own and just got to enjoy the quiet. So, anyways, I'm going to go and find a place. It is a bit windy, so I don't know how long I'm going to last out here, but I will catch you guys in the park. As you could tell by those outdoor clips, it was way too windy to be crocheting outside. I was having trouble with my phone falling over. Even put on a tripod, it was still falling over, and as much as I wanted to get clips of me crocheting outside, it's not worth breaking my phone over. So I did decide to abandon my attempt to crochet at the park, but I love crocheting outside, and it's something that I will definitely try again in the future on a much less windy day. But just after I filmed those outdoor clips, disaster struck. And I'm only being a little bit sarcastic because I did not notice that my beloved Clover Amore 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, the one I use the most often, had fallen out of my bag and I ended up shutting it in the car door. And now it's all bent and sad. It does still work, but it's much less comfortable than it was before. So I did go ahead and order myself a new one. But that was definitely the worst part of the day. But overall, I think that this was a really good challenge for me. It really taught me what I prefer when I am crocheting in public, which is that I think that if I'm going to continue to do this, I will crochet at the library. I think that the library has a very different vibe than the coffee shop. I feel like people at the coffee shop come to socialize a little bit more. Even if they're at their own table, they still kind of want to interact with people a little bit more. Whereas at the library, everybody's kind of doing their own thing. So I think that that much better suits what I prefer when it comes to going out in public is to kind of be left to my own devices, to still enjoy seeing people come and go, but to be able to not really be approached, not really be bothered too much. So I think that crocheting at the library could be something that I do regularly, or even bringing my computer and doing some computer work at the library. Now, is it something that I'm going to do all the time? No. I still much prefer crocheting at home, comfy on the couch with my dog, but I do think that it was a good challenge for me, and I do think that it's something that I'm gonna be incorporating more often. Now, I will say at the end of the day, I felt pretty exhausted. That could also have something to do with the fact that I went to the dentist that day as well, which is already very anxiety inducing for me. But at the end of the day, I felt so tired. It was 9:30 and I thought that it was midnight. I was like, I am so exhausted. So that is something to keep in mind if you're an introvert like me, that being out in public, even if you're not directly interacting with someone, I think you still have all of the energy of all the people around you, and it can be very draining. So, again, will this be a part of my everyday routine? Absolutely not. But am I planning on going back to the library every so often? Yes. And so I am happy that I did this challenge and that I realized that for the most part, nobody really cares what you're doing in public. And the other part of this for me, definitely the most awkward part, was the filming. So you may have noticed that I didn't really get the best clips ever. And that's because I was trying to be very incognito about filming. I really didn't want people to know what I was doing because it just felt really awkward to me. But as a new YouTuber, this is something that I need to just kind of get used to. And this was a nice first attempt for me to dip my toes in the water of filming myself in public. I never really want to be one of those super obnoxious, like in your face type of people who films themselves in public. But I think that for the most part, if I'm worried about being judged, people just don't really care. They're doing their own thing, they're living their own life, and they're much less worried about what I'm doing than I am. So that's something that I need to keep in mind as well. But overall, this was really fun and I'm glad that I did it. So let me know, do you crochet in public? How do you feel about it? And if you're a YouTuber, do you film yourself in public? How do you get used to it? Because I feel like that's a really difficult thing to do. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. You can subscribe and stick around. Let me know what other kind of videos you want to see next. You can follow me on all my social medias. It's just the Faded Wildflower everywhere. And again, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.